Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast Special Edition Series where I go over every men's college basketball conference tournament. This is the 10th of 32 shows, and this will be the SoCon tournament, as the tournament will be held at Harris Cherokee Center in Asheville, North Carolina. So it will begin Friday, March 3rd, quarterfinals Saturday, March 4th, semifinals Sunday, March 5th. Then the final will be Monday, March 7th, 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. I should say the 6th, not the 7th. Alrighty, so without further ado, here we go. The seedings in this tournament. Your 1 seed is Furman, 24-7 overall, 15-3 in conference play. Your 2 seed is Samford, 21-10 overall, 15-3 in conference play. Your 3 seed UNC Greensboro, 20-11 overall, 14-4 in conference play. Your 4 seed's Western Carolina, 17-14 on the year, 10-8 in conference play. Your 5 seed is East Tennessee State, 12-19 on the year, 8-10 in conference play. Your 6 seed is Wofford, 16-15 on the year, 8-10 in conference play. Your 7 seed's Chattanooga, 15-16 on the year, 7-11 in conference play. Your 18 Mercer, 13-18 on the year, 6-12 in conference play. Your 9 seed's the Citadel, 10-21 on the year, 5-13 in conference play, and your 10 seed is VMI, 7-24 on the year, 2-16 in conference play. Alrighty, so this gets underway, as I mentioned, Friday, March 3rd, 5 o'clock Eastern, ESPN Plus. 9 seed the Citadel, 8 seed Mercer. The Citadel's been the doormat of this conference for a while now. They have 2 decent scorers, though, in Stephen Clark and Austin Nash. And Mercer, usually a middle-of-the-pack team. Their lead guy is Jalen McCrary at over 15 a game and over 5 boards. I project Mercer 3.7 favorites, total 138, so therefore I have Mercer advancing. 10 seed VMI, 7 seed Chattanooga. VMI's awful. They have 4 guys averaging double figures per game, led by Asher Woods. And Chattanooga has a really good big man, though, in Jake Stevens, who averages a double-double on the season. I project Chattanooga 11.7, total 145 and 710. So, therefore, I have Chattanooga advancing. Quarterfinals, 18 Mercer, 1 seed Furman. Furman's been the beast of this conference this year. 2 really good scorers in Mike Bothwell and Jalen Slauson, both averaging over 15 a game. I project Furman by a whopping 14 over Mercer. I can't project totals in future matchups because we don't know what the scores are going to be like. So it's much easier to project point spreads here. So Furman I have advancing to the semifinals. The second or fourth quarterfinal games, 5 seed East Tennessee State, 4 seed Western Carolina. East Tennessee State kind of came on a little bit in conference play. 3 guys averaging double figures a game, led by Jordan King. And Western Carolina have 3 players averaging double figures per game, led by Trey Jackson at almost 16 a game. I project Western Carolina 2.7 favorites, total 140 and 9/10, so therefore Western Carolina advancing. Third of 4 quarterfinal games, 7 seed Chattanooga, 2 seed Samford. Samford's another good team in this conference, led by Quez Glover at 15.5 per game. I project them by 7 over Chattanooga, so therefore I have Samford advancing. In the last of 4 quarterfinal games, 6 seed Wofford, 3 seed UNC Greensboro. Wofford has a really good scorer in BJ Mack, averaging over 16.5 per game. And Greensboro is pretty solid in this league, too. 3 guys averaging double figures per game. Very well-balanced team, led by Kayshawn Langley and Keandre Kennedy. I project Greensboro 5.3 favorites, total 141 and a 10. So therefore, I have UNC Greensboro advancing. So chalk into the semifinals here. 4 seed Western Carolina, 1 seed Furman. We talked about West Carolina. I think they're well balanced. Furman is Furman. They're the team to beat. I project Furman by 11, so therefore I have Furman advancing to the championship in the second of 2 semifinal games. 3 seed UNC Greensboro, 2 seed Samford. 2 very similar teams. I talked about Greensboro's balance. Samford has solid balance too. I think Glover's the best player on the court in this potential matchup. I project Samford 2.3, so therefore I have Samford advancing. And the championship game, 2 seed Samford, 1 seed Furman. Any of these teams could win this tournament, especially these two. These two I'd say are the co-favorites. But I personally think that Furman is a little bit better than Samford. Led by Bothwell and Slauson. They're both awesome players. I project Furman only by 2.7, so therefore I have Furman winning the 2023 Southern Conference Tournament. So before we go, we're going to look at futures for this tournament. And I'll give out who I think is the best bet here. The SoCon. Furman's plus 125, Greensboro's plus 250, Samford's 380, Chattanooga's 19-1, East Tennessee State's 23-1. So is Wofford and Western Carolina. Mercer's 25-1, and the Citadel and VMI reached 250-1. Chattanooga, I'm surprised, has better odds than ETSU, Wofford, and Western Carolina, but I think that is because Chattanooga has the big guy averaging the double-double, and they see that, and they're like, okay, they have a dominant guy that could potentially carry them. But I think that Wofford has some solid talent, and so does Western Carolina, and I think Western Carolina is a pretty balanced squad. I think Wofford has the easier side of the bracket, so Wofford at 23-1 I think is the best value play. I think Chattanooga, if they were 25-1, I would have absolutely given them out, but I think that people have caught on to that a little bit. All right, so that's it for the SoCon. Next up will be the Colonial Athletic Association.